What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I have a drill for you guys that can make you much better at hitting in MLB The Show 20. First off, I got to start out by saying that I really had been having a lot of trouble on Hall of Fame. The pitch speed seemed like it was completely out of control. I didn't understand it either. I've been a top 50 player in MLB The Show 19. I just didn't understand why Hall of Fame seemed like it was just completely shot out of a rocket. Like the pitch speed just seemed extremely fast to me. They did up the pitch speed on Hall of Fame and Legend a little bit. It is faster this year, but it's still, I didn't understand after playing tons of games on Legend last year, why was my bat so slow? Why was I so too late on everything? I just didn't understand it, and I was actually getting a little bit scared. Was I getting older? Was my reaction time getting worse? It really wasn't. What really kind of ruined my swing was we had that moonshot event recently where we played on All-Star. We faced a bunch of common pitchers with great hitters that were on, that have like almost no energy when they're pitching. The ball's just flying out, and it really affected like how it just affected my swing drastically playing that much on All-Star. So I'm going to show you a drill today. We're going to talk about hitting today. And I'm going to show you how to get back to when you're, maybe you've just crossed over in the 700s, or regardless of where you're at. This is going to make it seem, it's just going to make it so much better. Your hitting is going to get so much better if you do this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about rosters, because what you can do and what you should do, and I'm going to load up mine right here, is I set up a practice roster. I call it roster 1. And I also have hitting sliders as well that I set up to practice on. So you're going to need to set both of these things up. It's pretty easy to set up. So let's go ahead and talk about doing that. As far as the roster control, I just went to my favorite team, the Royals. And what I did for the Royals is I went to the player movement, and you can trade all the players that you're going to hit with in Diamond Dynasty. Just trade them over to your squad. Trade them over to your squad so that you can practice with them. And the other thing that you got to make sure that you do is go to the lineup. I set my exact lineup that I use in Diamond Dynasty. I lead off with Biggio. I have Mantle, Jones, Walker, Schmidt, who I should take back out, honestly, and put back in the Chipper Jones because I'm not using him anymore. I use this 90 Chipper Jones as well, because this is what my cap swing is. It's this veteran, impact veteran swing, the 2008 Chipper Jones swing. Bellinger, Posey, Dylan Carlson, I went and got him. If the guy, you just make sure that you get the roster that you want to hit with, the cards that you want to practice with that are on your Diamond Dynasty team. Might as well practice with them. Now, the other thing that I have is I went to the Astros, because basically when you load up practice mode, they're the first team that pops up as the road team because they were in the World Series last year. Go to the player movement and then give them every single pitcher you're going to see a lot in Diamond Dynasty. Earl Hershiser, Dennis Eckersley, Rivera, Rowley, Newhouser. I don't know why I have Glavine up, but I just do. Dibble, Wagner, Hamels, Hankey, Kerry Wood, Al Leiter, etc., etc. I think I have Aroldis Chapman as well, Kluber, all those guys. Now, if you want to take it even a step further, you could edit it so you can go to the edit player, and you could take it a step further and really edit your players so that they, you go to this stuff. You can make it so that their contact and all that stuff is even lower. You don't necessarily have to do this, but you could do this to make it even harder for you to hit. You could definitely do that, as well as if you want to go to edit the player, and you want to, let's go over to the Astros where all those pitchers are at, and let's see, it's on the, sorry, that confused me for a second. If you want to edit the pitchers, you could edit the pitchers however you want as well. You could give them the pitch types that they have that you want to see. You could affect how, you put this all at 99, etc., etc. Make them a lot like their cards in Diamond Dynasty as well. That would even be another good thing to do to make it even better. But you just want to make sure you have those rosters loaded up, and don't go back into Diamond Dynasty after you load up the rosters, because after you load up the rosters, or if you go into Diamond Dynasty, it's going to load the Diamond Dynasty rosters. So you need to make sure that you load up the rosters from here, and then you pop right into practice mode. We got to talk about the sliders, though. So here are the sliders that I use that we loaded up a second ago. All that, if you wanted to make it more difficult, you could lower these as well, lower the timing as well. You know, lower that stuff. I just kind of leave that how it is. I might lower that at some point. The main things you want to turn up are the pitcher control and the pitching consistency. Turn those way up. Turn the fastball pitch speed up and turn the off-speed pitch speed up. That's all you really need to do to set these up. And then just make sure that you go and save them. Once they have that savable thing with like this check mark, you just click that and then you just save them as whatever you want. So you're going to have that set up. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to custom practice. There again, I have the Royals. We got the Astros again. See how they auto-populate on that left side. We'll go ahead and select home, and we'll play against them. Like I said, also, it's important that you put the guys... One more thing before we get into it. It's important that you, when you're doing the roster control and you go to the Royals, you need to go to the lineups. Make sure you got that lineup set up. Make sure for the pitching, you got their pitching rotation set up how you want it. You got some guys, you know, if you overpopulate it, you got to send guys from AAA to the major leagues. It's not that hard to figure out. For the most part, you're going to have whoever you want to face over there as well. So you can face different players. So we got the sliders turned up. We got the rosters, how we want them. I honestly think it probably takes about 10 minutes to set up, maybe 15 minutes at most. And you'll have it set for how you want. You can move in players in different ways. We're going to head over to custom practice. And here's the thing. A lot of people have heard from YouTubers for a long time. I've said it on my channel. A lot of us that have put out hitting tips have told you guys to do this. I told you guys to go in with the boosted up sliders. We're gonna go pitch or go face. We're gonna go face a team on Legend. You know, we're gonna go face this Astros team on Legend. And I cannot stress how important it is to do this. Now, what I would do is whenever you start the practice session, for instance, I'm recording this video, it's almost 8 o'clock at night. What you need to do also is make sure you go over to batting, and you can either do the replay play or no. But let me get back to that point I'm talking about. Now, what you need to do is, so it's 8 o'clock. Right now, I'm going to tell myself that I'm not done practicing. And I'm going to end the video before this. But I would tell yourself, I'm not done practicing this until we hit 8:30. So I'm at least going to practice for 30 minutes of hitting on this Legend speed. I think what happens a lot of times is people try this out. I know it's happened with me. I'll go in here, I'll try this, and about 7 to 10 minutes of doing it, I get bored because it's, you know, it's practice, it's work, it's something that you got to put into to get better at. But once you cross that 10-minute mark and you set your goal at 30 minutes, you know, it becomes easier and easier. It becomes more addicting to keep practicing to try to get better. So what I'm trying to say is if you would do this and you only go in here and do it for 7 to 10 minutes, it's not going to have the effect that you're looking for. You really got to commit to it. Now, here's a question that I have for you as an MLB The Show player. Now, let's say you play 2 to 3 games a day. Would you rather play 3 games a day and just have the chances of going 1-2 and losing, or even 0-3? Or would you rather do this, which 30 minutes to 40 minutes of doing this is about the equivalency of one ranked seasons game time-wise? Probably going to take 30, 40 minutes, maybe 50. Or would you rather do this, get better every single day, and most likely win both of your games? Like, for me personally, I'd rather practice, win my 2 games, be able to accelerate up in things like ranked seasons, be able to accelerate up in things like Battle Royale. I'm not going to play Battle Royale, but I can only imagine how slow and how easy it's going to be to try pitches if you did this for Battle Royale. And it's really going to help you in ranked seasons. If you're trying to get to the World Series, this is going to give the effect of making it so that's really slow. But what you have to do is commit to it. So last night, I committed to it. I said, I'm going to do it on my stream for at least 30 minutes. I ended up doing it for 40 minutes. But that 10-minute mark, just get past that 10-minute mark. I cannot stress that enough. You have to get past that 10-minute mark. You have to commit to actually doing it. You do it for 30 or 40 minutes, it's really, really going to have the effect that you're looking for. That's not all that we're going to talk about in this video, though. We're also going to, let's go back and I got more stuff for you in this video. We're also, even like the main point of this video. So make sure it's on Legend. I don't know how you can use whatever hitting view that you feel comfortable with. As well, I like to use Strike Zone. So that's what I use. The settings, I use PCI Center, Diamond, Spring Green, all that kind of stuff. That's what I use. Use what you feel comfortable with. If you want to copy mine, that's fine too. As far as we got it on Legend, we got the pitch speeds up tremendously. So there's no real faster way that we can see the pitches. Now let's talk about repeating the play and practice type. So we got batting, and we can either repeat the play. So let's say we want to hit with one particular hitter over and over again and work on it like that versus one particular pitcher. We can do that. If we go to no, and I talked about this on stream last night with a guy, really nice guy, Oakland Unathletics, who's a frequent visitor of the stream and on YouTube. And he came up with the idea also, if you go to batting replay no, you can make it a game yourself to try to get through your entire lineup without, what am I trying to say? Try to get through your entire lineup before the inning resets. So if you go to no, I got to say, it's going to reset at the top of your lineup once you get 3 outs. But you can make it into a game to try to almost get all the way through all your batters, which honestly I think is better than just repeating play. Repeating play will guarantee that you get the hitter up that you want to practice up with, but I actually kind of like that idea of just like, we're going to make it into a game and we're going to try to get through our entire lineup. So I'm going to face Hershiser here, and I'll use just my lineup. I'll try to get it all the way through. But we got to talk about some other stuff too. So one thing that's really, really big when you're trying to get better PCI placement is I want you to pay attention to, and we're not going to really try to hit here. I just want you to pay attention to the PCI. Now, when you move this PCI, the main drill I want you to work on here is notice how little, when you go into this practice mode, notice how little it takes of pressure on the left stick to actually move the PCI where you need it to move. I think one of the biggest problems that I have, and one of the things that I'm trying to work on the most, is slamming the PCI. When you actually hear this, like, you hear that click of when you slam the PCI and you hear it click the left stick against the plastic, that's a huge problem that you just cannot be doing. It's just over moving the PCI. There's so many times when there's a pitch, maybe like right here with where my PCI is, I've slammed it all the way down over here, and it's just ridiculous. It's because the PCI itself is so sensitive. If there was like a sensitivity level out of 10 that the PCI is on, I feel like the sensitivity of the PCI is on like an 8 or a 9. It's extremely sensitive. You can try out different grips. You can try like a claw grip. I've tried to put my thumb on the PCI like down towards like, instead of using the tip of my thumb, more of like the base middle part, even like underneath the pad of the thumb, a little bit lower than that. It makes me move the PCI really slow. But the thing is, I almost want to have that increased sensitivity so I can still move the PCI really fast, but I just need to move it very smoothly. So what I do to work on this is I move it up one block, one over that square, over the inside square, down. So it starts in the middle. Move it to that square, up, left, right, just as little bit of movement as I possibly can. That's going to make you have a much smoother swing. It's going to make you a lot better. Just working on these small movements, building up this muscle memory of the slight movements that you need. You do not need to ever fully extend the left stick. And that's like the one thing that's really going to hold you back. And the one thing that can make you improve drastically is if you can get down these small, precise movements. Aim small, miss small. I cannot stress to you how many times the pitch is right here or something like that with my PCI, and I've stretched all the way down to the bottom right corner, or the same thing with the left corner. I've moved it just a little bit there, and it goes all the way down there. So just practice. This is kind of what I do pre-pitch, just a little bit of smooth, soft movements, just to go up to that corner, to the right, down, left. Lots of times I don't go up into the corners because there isn't a lot of time for that. I just go up to the right. It was even way too far. Just, I don't know. As far as what I'm trying to say is it definitely does not take much effort on the left stick to move the left stick. So now to the practice itself, these pitch speeds are going to feel like they're ridiculous. You just need to put in, we actually got a perfect. That makes me feel real good. But, go put some cards in the market. Go put some cards in the market so you can make some stubs while doing this. You don't get any XP from doing this. But go put some cards on the market and just really, really focus on working on this. Here's my small movements that I like to do. Just go into each box. Never trying to move it too far. I like to start in the middle. You can start wherever you feel comfortable, but you're going to feel that if you start up here, that's a long movement with the PCI. To go from high and inside drastically to low and inside, or low and outside, or wherever you like to start it. That's why I like to start the PCI in the middle, because at that point I can make that flick shot movement wherever I need to make it. There's no I can't cheat to get that extra edge on any particular pitch, but at least I can reach any pitch in any count in any situation to put the bat on the ball. And if there's a mistake and I don't move the PCI at all, it's going to hit right on my PCI. So if I track a mistake out of the pitcher's hand or what have you, it's going to be right in the PCI. Some other things to help you pick up the ball. You can always pick the ball up out of the pitcher's hand. You can always pick the ball up. Sometimes it helps with the timing. If you look for the front foot of the pitcher to land, once the pitcher's front foot lands, it's pretty much the pitch is incoming. So sometimes you can go off that. You can go off the pitcher's shoulder, either the arm slot shoulder. So you can go off Oro's right shoulder, for example, when he pitches. I do like the front foot because the front foot at times does help with it just helps with the timing. If you can pick up the front foot and the ball, you're probably going to be in business. And then just getting down these small movements is key, because once you got the muscle memory from getting down these small movements, then your eyes can really fixate on the ball, and you can work in a symbiotic relationship between the PCI and the ball itself to, just really start connecting. But, when you take your eyes off it and then you move the PCI really drastically, that's a problem. But 30-40 minutes of this, just practicing this per day, try to put in at least 30 minutes of practicing like this per day. And then when you go hop and play Hall of Fame, I feel like this is about 5 times faster than Hall of Fame is. Literally about 5 times faster. And I'm not doing that well, and I'm not too concerned about doing extremely well right now while I'm teaching you guys this tutorial. I will work on that on my own time. You know what I mean? That's not a bad swing right there. Now, from being extremely late on Hall of Fame to being able to hit it 5 times faster, being able to be very early on pitches is a huge, drastic shift. And once you go back into Hall of Fame, it's going to be so much slower. It's going to help you out in any game mode, but you got to put it in the work. You got to put in a little bit of attrition. I'd compare it to this. If you did 5 push-ups, if you're in this for 5 minutes, I don't think 5 push-ups is really going to do anything. But if you were to do 100 push-ups every day, I think that's really actually going to do something long-term for you. So, and it actually will help in the short term as well. It really will help in the short term. Just one 30-minute session, one 40-minute session. You're practicing with your rosters. Make it into a game. Try to get through the entire roster. I promise this will help you out. And also focus on those smaller movements with the PCI. You do not need to move the PCI more, very much at all. You really do not need to move the PCI a lot. You need to focus on making those very small, precise movements with the PCI, and it'll really take your game to the next level. And the other thing too is when you get into the zone of making the small movements with the PCI, you're gonna get so used to the fact you're gonna take pitches better, because you're gonna be like, wow, I can't move that goes against the rules. I can't move the left stick that far down. That's obviously a ball, because that goes against the lesser movements that we're trying to make with the left stick. So that is my hitting tips for you guys for right now. And I hope it helps you guys out. Let me know if you guys end up practicing like this and you guys see results. Just do this today. Try it for 30 minutes. Get past that 10-minute mark. Go hop into like a game on Hall of Fame or whatever game mode that you like to play, and let me know how drastically slow it seems like when you're hitting against someone online again, because it's going to seem really slow. You are going to smash the ball. You're going to track the ball like crazy, and you're going to smash the ball. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a great day and peace out.